Welcome to the Trading Without Borders podcast with Omobi, your host. This is episode 100. I mean, the 100th episode of the Trading Without Borders podcast. Thank you all for your support, your referrals, your encouragement, your subscriptions, your likes. It's been an incredible journey with you all. Wow. I'm just trying to picture my day one, the first episode, and today's episode. It's been incredible, and God bless you all for joining me on this journey. For today's episode, we will resume discussions on the protocol on free movement, the AU protocol on free movement. The last 3 episodes were guest featured episodes, but today we are back to the protocol on free movement. However, after today, we will resume discussions on the AFCFTA protocol on women and youth and the digital trade protocol. But we will come back to this, the free movement protocol. And I'm also considering bringing a guest to come and share experience in respect of the countries that have offered visa-free access to all Africans. Let's see how that has gone so far. What has been the experience like for the people who have gone to those places? So let's move into today's episode. So for today's episode, we will consider the provisions on mutual recognition of qualifications, mass expulsion, and then expulsion, deportation, and repatriation. Under the mutual recognition of qualifications provision, state parties are to mutually recognize academic, professional, and technical qualifications of the nationals of state parties to promote the movement of persons among member states. They are also to establish continental qualifications framework to encourage and promote free movement of persons. So that means all the state parties, they have to mutually recognize the academic qualifications, professional and technical qualifications of nationals that move into each other's or their each other's countries. So let's go to mass expulsion. What does the protocol say concerning mass expulsion? So the protocol says that mass expulsion of non-nationals shall be prohibited. So you can't just decide to expel nationals of another state party. That it's not allowed. Okay, so mass expulsion, which is aimed at national, racial, ethnic, or religious group, is not allowed. None of it is allowed. So you can't expel nationals of other country. That's mass expulsion on the basis of national issues, racial issues, ethnic issues, or religious issues. So under the provision on expulsion, deportation, and repatriation. So this one is concerning individuals. The other one, mass expulsion, is groups. So for individuals, what does it say? So a national of a member state that was lawfully admitted into another state parties may only be expelled, deported, or repatriated from the host country by virtue of a decision which is in accordance with the laws and regulations of the host country or the host member state. And that host state has to notify the national and the government of the national that is being expelled. They need to be informed about the decision to deport, to expel, or repatriate from the host country. That's what the protocol provides. So concerning expenses related to expulsion or deportation, so the country that is expelling shall bear the expenses for deporting the person. But when it comes to repatriation, that one shall be borne by the person that is being repatriated or by the state of origin of the person being repatriated. Okay, let us also quickly look at provisions on protection of property acquired. So if a national of country A moves to country B and acquires property there, what does the protocol provide on how that is to be treated? So it says that a national of a member state that's entering, residing, or established in the territory of another member state, you can acquire property in the host state in accordance with the law, policies, and procedures of the host state. So any property that is lawfully acquired by that national in that host country shall not be nationalized, expropriated, confiscated, or acquired by the host member states, except in accordance with the law, and of course, for payment of compensation, fair compensation has to be paid to that national. So, and the property that is lawfully acquired by that national of a member state shall be protected by the host state in the event of a dispute between the member state where the national originates and the host member state. So, and of course, the host state is not expected to deprive a national of another member state who is being expelled, deported, or repatriated by the host member state of his property lawfully acquired, and that was it, except in accordance with the laws and procedures of the host member state. So the fact that you are deporting, you're expelling, or repatriating does not mean you deprive that person of the property that he or she lawfully acquired. Of course, except in whether there is a law and procedure that relates to that is dealing on that issue. There is an issue, the provision by the law concerning that. So you are expected to treat the person's property lawfully, and you cannot deprive that person. Yeah. So we will wrap up here for today, and as usual, the podcast is for educational purposes only. But if you would like to know more about accessing African countries, or you want to know more about building capacity or training for you, your members, or your organization, or your staff in respect of preparing for the AFCFTA, then please reach out to me. Do not hesitate to reach out to me. I am Omobola Dekola on LinkedIn, or you can also reach out to me via the podcast platform. And until next week, I say to you, bye-bye. Yes, before I go, apologies, there was no episode released last week. So apologies for that. We are back now. Thank you all for listening. Bye-bye.